Hi, and welcome to your first couple of minutes in nTune. I'm going to do a very, very quick breakdown of all the different things that nTune can do for you and give you a quick tour through the app. Let's get started. So first things you're going to see when you open the app are the logo up here, this whole start session bit, and this whole start session for 25 minutes bit, and our little home button, which can be moved anywhere on the stage. If you tap that home button, you can see all the different things you're going to be able to turn on and off. And this start session 25 minutes thing is our practice timer. So what I'm going to do is talk a little bit about the practice timer first, and then dive into the functionalities. So the practice timer was created to solve the problem of quote unquote practice cadences, where folks will want to practice for a set amount of time and then take a break for a set amount of time. And what that often translates to is setting a timer for 50 minutes, and then when that goes off, having to reset the timer for 10 minutes for your 10-minute break, and then setting for 50 minutes and then 10-minute break. I personally prefer 25 minutes and then a 5-minute break, which is what it's currently set up to do right now. When this timer reaches the end of your practice segment, it automatically starts your 5-minute timer for your break. So you don't need to reset things. For this particular tutorial, though, I'm going to set the practice session length to 5 minutes and the break length to 1 minute, which I did by opening up the settings and changing those numbers. So I'm going to close the settings by tapping settings again, and I'm going to start our practice session. Now what it's going to do is ask what our goals are for this session. What you can do is just tap to add, let's say, review metronome tool, and then review tuner, and then review the sequencer, and then review the video tool. Add. And now we're ready to go. Let's dive in. I'm going to press the play button, and you can see our current goals. You can see how long we have in our session, and we have the ability to finish the session whenever we want. And as you can see around our little home button here, you can see how much time has elapsed in our session. So without any further ado, let's start with the metronome tool. So I'm going to tap our metronome, and it's going to open. It's your standard metronome dial situation. You go clockwise to increase, counterclockwise to decrease. You can also double tap to select a specific BPM. In the top right hand corner, this little tap is going to average the distance between different taps to allow you to set the metronome by listening to music and tapping along to it. And in order to start the metronome, all you got to do is tap once on this center area. Cool, that's the metronome. Very simple, very straightforward. I'm going to tap this again to get rid of the metronome. And then I'm going to open up our tuner. Again, extremely straightforward tuner. If I tap here, I can change the hertz. Again, it's your standard, straightforward tuner. If I go over here, I can change the tolerance with which the tuner is existing, which will change the width of what is considered in tune on this particular app. So that's the tuner. Then finally, we have our sequencer, which opened up to a complicated page. When you open your sequencer for the first time, it's going to look like this. You'll have the ability to create a new sequence or load an old sequence. And what the sequencer essentially allows you to do is put drones in series that you can move forward or backwards through using just your foot pedal or tapping the edge of the screen. And I'll show you what I mean by that. I like to start my practice sessions by going through every single arpeggio series within the standard Western tonality. So I start on G, and then I go to C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, etc. And I go all the way through until I hit D, which loops all the way back around to G. And so what I can do is tap the tonic for the G arpeggio, and it will play a G tone underneath everything until I'm ready to move on to the C arpeggios, and I keep on doing that until I'm ready to move on to the F. I use this for my arpeggios, but it's also extremely useful in music where, uh, especially in solo rep, for example, if you were to be playing Bach G minor sonata, it starts out with a G tonic, then it moves to the D, and then back to the G. Normally, what you would have to do with like a Korg um, tuner metronome is you would be playing the G drone, and playing on top of that, and then moving to the da 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 up to the D. And in the process of moving up chromatically, you'd have to lose your hand frame on your instrument, move, tap da 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 da, and then keep on playing da 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 da. The next time you need to move to the next tonic. Extremely annoying, extremely frustrating for me anyway, especially in these longer pieces. Um, so that's why we ended up building this tool. You can create an unlimited number of sequences, um, and it's quite easy to edit things as well. Let's say you wanted to change the D, this final D to another thing. You just tap on it, switch it over to F, make it a flat or a sharp. You can change the octave. You can change the tone using these four, the tone with which the drone is played. You can change the hertz, and you can tag it with measure numbers so that it's easy to um, do a harmonic analysis of an entire piece and quickly find that part of your sequencer file during a practice session. Of course, we're assuming that you're not going to only want to use one of these tools at the same time, so we have the ability to turn on the metronome, turn on the sequencer, and turn on the tuner all at the same time. Now, finally, this sound tool we're going to ignore for a little bit because it's still in development, but this video tool allows you to store all of your videos within the nTune app, and most importantly, easily delete things that you no longer need once you're done once you're done working on that particular audition. For example, I no longer need the CSO folder, so I can just get rid of it and free up all of that extra space without fear of losing progress, or sorry, without fear of, oh shoot, I can delete it without fear of deleting anything that I still might need. My 5 minutes are up, so I'm gonna tap that touch grass button, and it's gonna say it's time for the break. How is it going? We reviewed the metronome tool, we reviewed the tuner, we reviewed the sequencer. We're still in the process of reviewing the video tool, so I'm going to leave that to be done, and I'm going to begin our break. It automatically starts that 1 minute break timer, and during that time, you can still access different things, but you're supposed to be taking a break. Very quickly, I'm going to finish up the video talking about the video tool. So for example, I'm going to dive into Don Juan Tools, and I'm going to create a new video by tapping this little plus button. It activates the camera. You can double tap to switch it. Hello, this is what I look like. And you can record a video, and it's going to be saving to the folder Don Juan Tears. When you're done recording it, just tap it to stop, and you can go back and review it. Now, if you'll notice, this video is grayed out, and this one is in full color. Why is that? Well, it's because I haven't watched this video yet. If I watch over 75% of this video, it will show up as grayed out, so you'll know what you've already reviewed. You can star a particularly good take, you can share a particularly good take, and you can alter the playback speed of a particularly good take. Now, once you're done with your break, which is what just happened, it'll tell you it'll remind you of what your goals are, which was review the video tool. We did that, and we can add any other goals that have come up that we thought of during our break. For example, review the practice journal tool, exclamation point. And we're going to continue moving forward with our thing. We're going to ignore this part right now because that is a tool that is currently in development. But yeah, that is essentially the video tool. You can delete entire folders at a time. You can sort folders. You can move different files between different folders. I held down on that particular tile and I can move the video to Don Juan Tears. When I go over here, nope. When I go over here, it's right there, 627. So yeah, that is the video tool. And now finally, let's review our practice journal tool, because we have finished the majority of our goals today, and I'm going to hit finish session. Yes, I would like to end my session. And it's going to ask you, what are your reflections and notes for tomorrow? All you got to do is tap that little auto dictation feature, period, and it's going to automatically start putting in the things that you say out loud, period. All you got to do is talk for about 30 seconds about what your practice session was like today, comma, and what you would like to cover tomorrow, comma, and then, like magic, you have everything that you will need for a comprehensive practice journal. I'm going to finish that. All you got to do is what your practice session was like today, and press check and go, and it generates a practice report PDF that has how many days in a row you've practiced, when it started, when it ended, total practice time, sequencer time, tuner time, sequences used, how many videos you took, which goals you completed, and reviewing the practice journal tool, auto dictation feature, all of that stuff at the bottom, which is your reflection. And it's a beautiful PDF, which you can then go back and review over here in our practice journal review tool at the end, just by tapping on 8 and pulling up the session. You can share this this PDF instantly via AirDrop or in an email to your teacher, or save it to your computer. And those are your first couple of minutes in nTune. I hope you have a better sense of what it can do at the moment, and we're excited to continue sharing new things as we develop them. Thank you so much.